What's up, folks? I'm Mitch with Countertops. Today's project, I'm going over wood. This is a piece of MDF. I've rounded over the top with a 1/4-inch router. That helps the epoxy flow. There's a couple more prep steps if you're gonna pour this over your existing countertop. I'll leave a link right above me here. That's gonna take you to a video that shows you step by step how to prep your laminate or existing smooth surfaces for epoxy. Since this is wood, all I did is apply 2 coats of our epoxy undercoat. I chose black for this recipe. My first step for this project, I'm gonna fog some bronze spray paint onto the edges of my project. That adds some visual interest on those edges. Rust-Oleum spray paint works best with Stone Coat epoxy, and there's tons of colors of Rust-Oleum spray paint available at the Epoxy Color Center, Stone Coat Countertops. Because I'm using 2 metallic colors, a dark and light bronze, I'm gonna use a dark and light spray paint to give those edges a little bit more visual interest. Cool. All right, let that spray paint dry and then come back and it's time to mix up some epoxy. Today I'm going with Stone Coat Countertop epoxy. You pour in part B first. Let me know in the comments below what 2 colors of metallics you want to see me chop together next. Jump on over to Stone Coat Countertops to see all the products used in this video. You're going to mix for 2 minutes. Pause midway through, rub the sides and bottom to incorporate any undermixed epoxy clinging to the sides of the bucket. Most of my project will be the lighter shade of bronze, and the accent will be dark bronze. I'm excited to see how these 2 bronze colors look on the same board. That is pretty. I'm gonna tint my secondary color dark bronze. I'm going to take the bronze tinted epoxy and apply it in a center mass right on my project. I'll take the notch trowel and trowel it amongst itself. That's going to mix it one more time before I start to spread it over the field or surface of my countertop. All right, apply that tinted bronze epoxy right to the center of the countertop. And then take a 1/8 inch by 1/8 inch notch trowel, and with light pressure, trowel that epoxy mass over itself. This is mixing the epoxy an additional time. That's all you need to do. Now we can spread the material out across the surface of the countertop. As you spread the material, keep it away from your edges. That keeps it from running off prematurely. All right, take your accent color, in this case my dark bronze epoxy, and your paintbrush. Just dip your brush into this epoxy and incorporate that accent color into the project. Dang, that looks sick. Oh, this is gonna look good. Wow, why haven't I done this a long time ago? Sweet. Oh, it's almost like a patina penny. Crazy. All right, I just dip my brush in and I'm gonna feather the epoxy out in a random pattern. And as I chop further away from my initial area, it's gonna have less dark bronze, but still add a subtle amount of color to the project. Ooh, this is gonna be sweet. but I'll leave a few sections that are heavy dark bronze for a really, really pretty contrast. I'm using the heel of the paintbrush, this section, that feathers out the bristles for a more random Mother Nature made this kind of look. Oh, this color is gonna be sweet. I'm just dipping into my accent color, dark bronze, coming onto that countertop. I'm kind of rotating my wrist as I chop. That gives you a more random, natural look when we go to use the heat gun or blowtorch to remove any of this excess air. I love how the black comes through subtly in there. Woo! Dippy in there and chop. I'm going to take some of this dark bronze and apply it to my edges too. That will encourage the epoxy to flow nice and even as it self-levels over your project. When you mix up just the right amount of epoxy, there's going to be very little epoxy waste, which is what we're looking for. We've made thousands and thousands of square foot of countertops and know just the right amount to mix up to make your project lay out like a sheet of glass. All right, watch what this dark bronze does. Very beautiful, very good together. We have over 50 colors of metallic powders at the Epoxy Color Center. So the color possibilities really are endless. And all I'm using is 2 colors here. Oh, I like how that's mixing well. That's looking awesome. I like that. Woo! That is pretty. All right, to remove the air incorporated into this epoxy while mixing, chopping, troweling, and working with it, you could use a heat gun. Use it on high and sweep the project with the heat gun an inch or so away from the surface of the epoxy. Just sweep the surface and the air bubbles disappear. Really easy. If you feel comfortable and for a more efficient way to remove air bubbles, we like to use a propane torch. It's really simple. It's the same process. Sweep that torch head across that epoxy countertop a few inches off the surface and keep the torch moving. Both methods are effective at removing air incorporated into that epoxy while working with it, so use which one you're most comfortable with. Ooh, look at how pretty that is. It looks 3D. It looks like a hammered sheet of metal. No forge needed, folks. Look at that. That looks sick. I am in love with these 2 colors together. It almost adds a patina in there. I don't know how that works out, but it did. Look at that. Woo-wee. So I mixed up this epoxy almost 1 hour ago. I'm still working with it. I could walk away at any moment. This project is complete. There's no more air bubbles. My 2 accent colors are mixed and melded on the surface. It looks fantastic. I'm absolutely thrilled and pleased at how these 2 colors of metallics look together. I could level this up by misting on some isopropyl alcohol and another metallic color, but this thing looks too sweet to mess with. I'm gonna walk away. I hope you guys learned something that's gonna encourage you to start your very first project with Stone Coat Epoxy. This material is really user-friendly. You have no need to stress. Thanks for watching, folks. Remember, from Stone Coat Countertops, you got this, and we'll see you on the next video.